Hello, I'm going to try and do a tutorial now showing you the techniques used to create something like this. I'm going to do it in sections, so this video is just going to work on the background just to keep the sizes of the video small. So we'll get started. We'll go File and New, create a new document, and we'll name it Caught United Tutorial. And for the document size, we want 4000 pixels by 2000 pixels and 300 for resolution. Click OK. First one I'm going to do is create a new layer, so go new layer, rename it to background, then we can delete the locked layer that come with the new document. So we've got our base for starting now. We'll go in adjustment layers and add a gradient. We want to select the black and white first just to make sure we've got two colours. Select the black one and change to 1C0505. It's like a dark red colour. And we'll change the white one to 390C0C and click OK. And we want to change this to a radial gradient so it comes from the centre. But we want more dark than light, so we'll click reverse. We'll increase the scale and we'll drag slightly to the left, just so we've got a bit more space on the right, darker space. And realize gradients don't show too great on videos, so bear that in mind. Click OK, and then go on File, Open, and we're going to add some texture just to make it look a bit more gritty than just plain. I believe I've tried and put the links to all the files I use in the description, and you can find them. Control A, select it all. Control C to copy. Control W to close that window. And then if you Control and V, we'll paste. Just find it's a lot quicker that way. And if you go and edit, free transform, you can press Control and 0, and you get all the handles on the screen. If you hold Shift to keep the proportions, if you don't, you can squash things. But if you hold Shift, it will keep it straight. Lock it on the edges, and press Enter to accept the changes. And if you select the Move tool, and you can move up, so we've got a brightness there. Control 0 just to fit everything back on the screen. And now what we need to do is blend this with the background to get the effect we had before, so you can see through. So we'll change the blending mode to code dodge. You see it's very bright red. And we'll bring the opacity down, and then you get the texture on top of the colours from before. And I'm going to add one more texture. It's a paper texture. This time I'll just drag it in just to show you the difference. You just drag, point into your document. If you hold Shift, you can drop it in the middle, and then close, and then again free transform. This time if you hold Shift and Alt, it will drag from the center, so then you just need to fill the edges. Again press Enter to accept, and another blend mode we'll use is multiply. You can see this just adds a bit more texture to the background there. So one more thing on the background now is just getting the football stadium behind, and we'll use some masks just to hide the parts we don't want coming through. So we'll open the document, which I believe I got this one just from searching on Google. If you search for images, and then on the search tools you can select from the size and choose only ones above 10 megapixel. And you make sure you're not getting the low quality ones. Again, we'll drag it into the document, hold Shift to pop it in the center, and a shortcut for free transform is Control and T, and we can't see the handles, so again Control and 0, and again Shift and Alt, we can drag from the center just to where we want it on the edges. If we release and accept, and then we can just shift it up a bit just to get more of a seating at the bottom here, and zoom in a little. Now what we did to only show it in certain places, you just add a mask. So we'll click the mask icon and select the gradient tool. You can press G if you like. And then you select your mask as, you can select foreground to background, but we need white to black, so you'd have to switch your colours around, and we've got white to black. We want radial, which gives us a circle. Make sure your opacity is on full, and then just drag in an area you want to keep, so say around this side. If you're not happy, you can Control Z to undo and do another one. And I'm trying to get the whole of the name of the plugin, so people instantly recognise what it is. And then we'll change the blend mode of this one to lighten, just makes it a bit brighter. And we'll bring down the opacity about 63%. And then make sure you have a layer selected. If you press Ctrl and J to duplicate, and then select the mask, and obviously we don't want the mask in the same place this time, so Control and backspace, sorry, you have a mask select and press Control backspace, it should fill it with white, but it's not. Alt backspace, sorry, fills the mask with white again, and then you can create another gradient on the other side to bring more of a stadium in. But I want to soften the edges of this one just so it's not so bright. So if you select the brush, nice large brush, set to the softness of 0 and opacity around 30%, you can just not paint with white, paint with black, and just soften the edge of that one there. Pull the document out of its window, just like so. And then sort of same effect, you could even bring more back if you wanted more in, which you can also do. And then that's the background almost sorted there, so we'll click, select all the layers, click the top one, and then hold shift in the bottom one, and Control and G to group, and then you can just name that background, just so that way we keep everything organised. And next we'll work on adding the player, but that's it for this one. If we just save, just keep everything organised again, we'll save your documents, and I'll see you in the next one.